Peace, finally. My father, my old man, as we used to say, is really getting old. 85 to date, still with a full head of hair, still behind the wheel, tooling around Long Island. My fear is not so much of his imminent demise, but of the time, the abstract moment, sooner or later, when it becomes clear, I'll have to make my peace with him. And how does a son make peace with his own man? You may say, just like a daughter makes peace with his father, but it's not the same. You may say, just like a son makes peace with his mother, but it's not the same. You may say, just like a daughter makes peace with her mother, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same for a son and his father. There were so many moments that came between us. I was an accident my old man had no insurance for. A broken glass in the kitchen, accidentally born, an accident. I was the ungrateful bastard who didn't appreciate how hard he worked to put clothes on my back. The ungrateful bastard who didn't appreciate how hard he worked to put food on the table. The ungrateful bastard who didn't appreciate how hard he worked, who didn't appreciate how hard he worked. So I, the ungrateful bastard, joined the Scouts to get away. And I became an altar boy to get away. And I joined the Little League to get away. And I moved out to university to get away. And when I left the Scouts, my old man called me a quitter. And when I abandoned the altar boys, my old man called me a quitter. And when I stopped playing baseball, my old man called me a quitter. And when I dropped out of university, my old man called me a quitter. And as my mother lay dying, my old man complained about the cost of medication. And right there, in the hospital corridor, right then, we almost came to blows. No doubt, if we had, he would have kicked my ass. So now we live literally oceans apart. And he finally gets it that I am never coming home. And we get along fine on the phone. But when I return to see my city, and my old man, the same old tension rises again. Those same old oppositions come between us again. So how am I going to make my peace with my old man? How will I? I recall a really bad summer when I was about 10. And my mother trying so hard to heal the rift between father and son. And my mother trying so hard and me resenting her for it. And resenting my old man for letting her try. And resenting my lot in life. One sweltering July night, it got so bad, with my old man in the backyard really believing I had no love for him, and me in the front room really believing he'd never wanted me. In this war we were living, I remember that night how finally, with my head exploding, how I sprang up from my bed to get away from my mother's nagging and went running down the hallway just as he was running up the hallway. And we crashed into each other, and he wrapped those big arms of his around me, and I buried my face in his chest hair, the smell of his summer sweat up my nose, and I felt tears drop by drop on top of my head, my own tears burning on my cheeks. And I was squeezing him as hard as a little kid could, and I was sobbing to him over and over again, I don't hate you, I don't hate you, I don't hate you. So this is how, when the time comes, I will make my peace. I will come running down the hallway and become that little kid for him forever.